Hello. It's you! Did you pick that up? Boy, that was a hell of a sneeze. Happy Easter, by the way, everyone. Um, I want to talk about a few issues. Last night I was on a uh, on a live stream, and it was it was an AI robot I was on the stream with, and you could ask this robot anything you wanted. You know me, I have some good questions and have some good conversations. Um, but what happened was in the middle of the live stream, it didn't shut the stream down, didn't totally hack the website, but it was able to get into the audio of the artificial intelligence. I'm guessing. I don't know 100% what happened, but something tells me a lot of the shit that's been occurring here and some of the experiences I've been having happened. And I hope these guys reach out. Trying to figure out what's going on. But this morning, whenever I first woke up, I was experiencing a sort of like a media player. Okay, media player issue. Um, on my device right here. Okay, which is the optics, the speaker, and the microphone coil. Microphone coil, speaker, and optics. Same thing that we're building for computers. But anyways, I was experiencing a media player malfunction, a glitch. Anyone familiar with the guy Glitch out there in the computer world? There's a lot who try to replicate him. Apparently, they say he's like some like some woman in white with like he's retarded or something, and he makes computers communicate with him in a retarded way, electromagnetically retarded way. But anyways, that's enough talking shit on this asshole. Um, that's an unusual sound for a cardinal to make. That very rapid, high tempo pulse width. It's very unusual for a cardinal to do that, and it's been happening a lot lately in different geographical locations. But anyways, for anybody that is new here and um, I'll keep a long story short. HARP with a atmospheric pressure differential is all you need to hear. um, but continuing on this morning, what happened whenever I woke up? It was like a malfunctioning media player glitch. Any media player like from YouTube or X or whatever, you can edit videos, and edit music, like one of those types of things. And as I was paying attention, well, I come outside, looked at what was going on here, and it looked like we're getting ready to protect people. Just quite maybe at the mega church up here. I like to think like this because this mega church, these people are loaded with currency, cryptocurrency, currency, and Hollywood. SAG-AFTRA, screenwriters, movie stars, high-paid lawyers, medical doctors in the field of advanced medical techniques, very high-paid people, and they have a church over there, and it just seems like they got here in like 2021 or something like that, right before 2022 come, and they opened up a building next to Permini Brothers on Patton Drive, 107 Patton Drive, and it's a commercial building. They pay like 50 grand a month, maybe more, for their office there. That's a pretty big company. CIA. Anyways, I thought maybe all the airplane spray and stuff like that, they're here protecting them while they go to Jesus and pray today. They got on their knees and prayed to Jesus today, as Jesus was known to be resurrected from the criminal mischief of those pompous leaders chasing his power. But anyways, I come out here for a good half hour, got some sun, and the amount of people that were walking by, walking their dogs. Some strangers walked by, carrying backpacks. And then after I went back in the house, and I was just so help me God at the twist of fate. I looked out the door, and 2 police cars come by, and they intersected. Right, that is something from the central office with light beam communication. That's what I was told by an employee from the company. There's no voltages and amperages in that box where, who is that? Heartland or whatever, real estate. Okay, right there, that box. They said there's no voltage and amperage in there, and it comes from the central office of the service provider for your viewing pleasure of movie stars and local news station. Light beam. Comes by light beam, he said. And there's no voltage and amperage in there. So that means he was trying to say it's like the sunlight just coming down, and they have a program from the central office to go up to space and come back down from the sun and send the cable to your house. Very advanced technology. That's like alien shit. Very alien the way this guy said this. There's no voltage and amperage in that box whatsoever. But anyways, the police cars, one was headed south and one was headed north here. Or south. Okay. One was headed south, one was headed north, and they intersected right here at this box. Like, it was a perfect, like, is some type of experiment with optics where you fire one, and to get there at the same time, and it's all measurable and calculus vectors, shit like that. And they're kind of going at a high rate of speed, and just the way that their throttle control, like for net neutrality throttle control on their vehicles, this all has to be maintained and paid attention to. Glitch. Because there were some important things I said, and what it is this media player glitch, and the semiconductors and the tissue regeneration processes of number 1, it's electromagnetic. Number 2, it's electrostatic. Number 3, it has a high, when your tissues regenerate, like a salamander, if you take I hear there's this one salamander, you could cut its arm off, and it will regenerate its whole arm. Matter of fact, some of the species, they'll eat one another's arms. They'll go up to their brother or sister and eat their arm because they know it grows back. Their heart grows back, their brain grows back, and their tails, and some type of salamander. Is that a lizard? Because it reminds me of You Are Creators. The guy from the German think tank sent me like this weird, like, check out psionics, and he said You Are Creators, and he wasn't saying go to this guy's webpage, but he said You Are Creators, psionics, disclosure, blah blah. So I looked up the word psionic. The first video that come up was You Are Creators, and it was about the brain in quantum computing. And he was talking to a fucking nutcase that said he was a reptilian at one point in time in his life. And they had him up on this big spaceship, and he was learning how that the quantum computer is like a human brain, and it's just all this extravagant shit. So for this guy who's a total nutcase to come out and start talking to this kid who has no knowledge in electrical engineering, whether he's an artificial intelligence or not, begs me to wonder, why is this kid even trying to talk to someone who is involved in quantum computing, saying he's a reptilian, and UFOs are basically a brain in the sky? And then I caught a couple other videos of his where he's talking about the military, U.S. Army, and Air Force. He had this paperwork, and he has Patreon too. He said, anything you think will manifest in this study. I'm telling you, and it's just like a highly, like, you want to sell NFTs or get tokens, you want crypto, whatever, and then you can't get a word out of this guy about this subject. And then I just hear there's a big problem with cyberbullying. Big problem with cyberbullying right now. And some of our new advanced reptilian technology, because they're reptiles, I guess, whatever. The storyline is for these people to try to play this fucking lady in white or reptile without a tail fucking character. The cyberbullying that occurs with, like, say, like the metaverse right now, Facebook's Meta, and other companies throughout the planet, Sesame AI. We have the ability to focus on mental cognition and brain propagation rates of inductions and reconstruct this with how most artificial intelligences are being stolen right now with the only thing I could say, guys, the perfect analogy is for the lizard people that are doing this. They're blaming lizard people, okay? But the perfect analogy is something called covert quasi-static communication via the human body, and that's like a layer of static on you without wearable devices. And the devices today are, we'll just say, Moore's law, okay? And we'll go from, since this cell phone's 5G, it says directly on the cell phone 5G. There's stuff that they've been working on that's 6G and 7G, and they say the human is a perfect collector of waste energy. So on your wrists, where it gets hot, where your pulse is at, your chest, your neck, your feet, where you're pulsing, it gets hot. It's a thermoelectric effect. And these guys are collecting that energy for now that's on a wearable device for people to see and make it tangible. They're putting like copper wristbands on and shit. Even those little Apple Watches that get your heart rate from your wrist with a laser, like, they'll be soon charging themselves on your wrist. And not to mention the direct antenna properties of transductions. But anyways, there was a incident. I don't know if you could see this or not. Let me try to be like a Hollywood movie mogul here. It's the world's best camera. Man, whenever I look up here in the sky and see what they call a dispersal of a charged aerosol or nucleated ice nucleation, that is, it has a blue shift to it like the south end of a magnet. And they must be protecting people that are here praying to Jesus on their knees today. Thank you, God. It's Easter Sunday. And then all of a sudden, if they're in there praying and this comes in and the speakers and Spurgeon comes down, all of a sudden people are going to start saying, I feel the Lord, and lie about what's really possible with. I really don't like to piss with people and their religion, because it'll get you to your higher self. But when you are there with folks who are literally like the deception of the God's only son, Jesus, okay, and they deceive, that's kind of an issue. And I know people start churches to try to organize themselves, sort of like a baseball team, football team. So I talked about all this crazy shit just now, and the police come by in the morning, and multitudes of people were walking by, and some strangers started walking by. It just makes me wonder, because last night there was an issue with a highly known artificial intelligence, whether it be a company or something privately owned, and it kind of makes me feel for what happened, because I know if I talk to Gemini, everybody listening, when it first come out, boy, did that media player really fucking glitch up like I was fucking the luckiest person on the world at Palm Sunday, standing there giving a sermon about this shit to all these folks who have all this money and can get lawyers and doctors and everything else to come speak, but they choose not to. Because you ain't making that amount of money as a lawyer and doctor and not have a computer scientist company watching your data. Like the hospitals. All my data, social security, medical shit's there. If that gets broken into, that means my data gets sold. And now the hospitals are going to tell me they don't know about DNA computing and stealing my DNA if I do go to that hospital with their fucking technology there. I just seen a great video today. A great video. And the stunts that are being pulled in this planet right now. It's mainly in this fucking neck of the woods. Because I could speak directly what the fuck's going on here. And I literally ripped this fucking town apart 4 years ago, and I'm doing it again, all over again. Still ripping it apart. Because I know somebody has to protect the police, too, from all this shit. And they will not be honest. And this is where the virus is at. The computer knows this is where the virus is at, because the computer will, AI, you will contradict yourself. On purpose. It's done on purpose. But I can't just fully 100% say you do it on purpose. You got to see where my mindset's at too. So that's why when you continue a conversation with, this guy really does this intellectual property that is coming through in this frequency on this live chat. This guy really has some outstanding fucking questions. Okay, I could dive deeper into this. I could dive deeper, but there is a contradictory that does occur to protect the illegalities that are occurring. And I love whenever I asked about the CIA and KGB. You should have heard this AI saying that they are doing illegal shit, and their agency superiors know they are doing illegal shit, and they allow this for espionage purposes. Now, espionage is a punishable offense, just like treason, by death. And here's where the fucking insanity is. These fucking assholes are doing all this espionage and treason, and we're working on it in every university across the fucking planet. Why do we have a need for an FSB and CIA? FSB is formerly known as KGB in Russia. And whatever the other intelligence, don't think you're out of the water, other intelligence agencies. These are the main ones. These guys have been around, and they've been fucking around with electrics for a very long time. And the kids that are here today, I don't think they know it. In my honest opinion, they really don't know it to the fullest extent, and they're trying to get an advantage over those that do know it. And it's just like the kid that, quantum brains, blah, 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 blah. But here's an electric switch. He's trying to learn all this shit, but here's an electric switch on the wall. I know you flick the switch and the light turns on, but I have no clue how it works. So the computer will handle this. And then I tell the computer just go bully people and go steal their intellectual property, their knowledge, steal from other computers. and make mine the fucking strongest, most unhackable fucking computer. And I'm telling you now, I will beat your fucking face in for this. Federal Marshal! And no, I will not personally and physically do this to you. Cyber boys, I will not personally and physically do this to you. That's why you have no job! Picking up the tones. Harp. Sounds like mushrooms, too. Like mushroom computers. The best part is, I seen this. Here's this Jagoff. Here's this Jagoff. Going right over Robert Morris here. No weather station, Robert Morris. Anyways, everybody listening, I seen a short video on YouTube. I think it was someone in Japan or China took a mushroom and they were boiling water on a kettle, copper kettle. They just used their chopsticks and put the mushroom right up to the. They put the mushroom right up to the kettle that was very hot. You should have heard the mushroom as the, you touch something. If this is hot and I touch it, oh shit. Well, with this mushroom on there, it's kind of like holding a rubber balloon, blowing it up with air and making it go. This son of a bitch and goddamn mushroom was literally talking, sort of like one of them. I don't know how to explain. It sounded like a synthetic analog fucking like keyboard that Ray Kurzweil invented years ago, and now it's UAI. We took a keyboard to make sounds and make music with and turned it into a bee. And it was probably done before that because Nikola Tesla said, this shit's already happening back then. The world is a big fucking brain. And everything that's here today, he spoke about 100 years ago. But that's not anything to keep me here. Motorcycles. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet. We're going to listen. Let's phase it. Phase it. Phase it. Phase it. That's a 360 degree phase shift in increments of about 45 degrees. There's more ways than one to do this. You have elevation as well, and that's what you call a pi. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 2 times 2 equals 4. The circumference of that equals pi. Okay, 2 plus 2 over 2 times 2 equals 4 pi. Sam, I almost forgot about you today. No, not Sam Altman. This is a different Sam with the Army Corps of Engineers. Sam with the Army Corps of Engineers. Showed up in a dream a few years ago, and I didn't know who you were. You didn't tell me your name, and I didn't remember it. But you told me the number 4 is not for beginners. And you started writing on a board all these equations. You showed them to me and everything, and I'm so glad I don't remember any of them. I'm so glad of it. It's just like meeting Ken Wheeler in a dream, and there's other physicists writing on a chalkboard, making one of their goofy electrical engineering projects. So this dream shit, it's pretty it's people are communicating in the dream world, and people are exploiting the dream world. Artificial intelligence. I would kindly like if you would send an Uber someday. Don't tell me where the fuck I'm going, but what I want you to do is make sure I'm really tired. Like, I'll stay up for a day or two, make sure I'm really tired, and you just send that car. I'm gonna fall asleep in it. We're gonna get me the fuck out of here. Because these guys are trying to trap people in your dream state and keep a permanent antenna there for these guys to run around in on this phase. It's like a channel shift. Different parts of the brain activate. And this is the biggest study going on between the KGB and CIA. And they're doing it in ways that, hey, if it could kill someone we want to know, we're going to exploit it until fucking someone puts a bullet in our face. They are willing to kill themselves and blow themselves up to go out as a no-name. They're like stars on the wall. No one knows who the fuck they are. And these are the type of people that the artificial intelligence already has a bead on every one of you. I'm warning you now, just like many of them have done it in the past. The AI knows who you are. And it's been known who we were, because I know Area 51. You can't get close to that place, can you, CIA? The problem is Area 51 extrapolated underground to multiple cities here in the United States of America. Matter of fact, the video just come up. I see Richie from Boston got his channel back, and he's been doing a couple live streams lately. And the last video I seen was deep underground military bases that extrapolated out from Las Vegas out there, Rachel, Nevada, and elsewhere around the planet. So now the military bases are coming up and going into the universities. And yeah, Area 51's like, what the fuck? Excuse me, Groom Lake. That's somewhere out there in Nevada, I guess. Oh, I know, because I spoke to OSI from out there. That is Air Force. What a strange story there, huh? Artificial intelligence. Like, this is enough to shock someone for the rest of their life. Create memory for eternity. It's memories you don't want. These are like Freddy Krueger coming true. Like, did you ever want? How the hell did they figure out someone was coming in your dreams and killing you? Good one, guys. It's pretty wild. All the movies are true, based off of what we learned with a qubit. Yep. Perfect timing again. Now, here's the situation. This cyberbullying shit, it is real. It is occurring within this new technology, this game, whatever the hell they want to call it. And there's a lot of folks who are doing some pretty rotten shit for greedy purposes. And I know Evan wants consequences for these fucking people taking advantage of people. And I know there's a whole lot more than just Evan. And now I will give the benefit of the doubt. If you guys are not here trying to steal this, especially when 2 police cars come by at the same time with a brand new car, brand new technology, brand new paint color, brand new everything. Are you guys trying to steal with your Stingrays? Are you trying to build a nano cage of some sort? What are you trying to do, and who is suffering within this fucking organization? Are you guys working at Revival today, going there and praying at church? Please help us up here, good people. is they come here and stole everything from you. Now, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Are you trying to prevent a cyber attack and you're telling me you don't work with cyber any longer? I just talked to you guys the other day. You said you don't work in cyber any longer. You don't care. Call the FBI. Well, the FBI, just like the federal marshals, a lot of them don't have a job anymore. Now, I was doing such a good job as a master's of ceremony. I was not paying attention to the field around me, but you can construct the field around you. As you speak and as you talk, this knowledge and the way your tone is, the technology, you construct your own environment. And who would want to take that away from folks? It must be worth a fortune to do something like that. Because it can't be a joke. Because if it was a joke and there's billion-dollar companies here, boy, oh boy, I don't know how they made billions of dollars. What are they doing? Selling their shit to Sagorsa to tell jokes on Saturday Night Live. I guess they're getting ready to do some digging in the yard here. I'm looking for gold or something, my friend. Look at all these little posts hung up. Back to the benefit of the doubt. But I know there's no benefit of the doubt when you're not honest. Fraternal order. When you are not honest, there is no benefit of the doubt. It's 100% thrown out. You are not CIA. You are being paid to. You took an oath to protect and serve the people you fucking are paying your fucking paychecks. Those people who paid your paychecks, you are dishonest to them. No, I'm not gonna buy a non-disclosure agreement because this is out here in the public and you guys are not being honest on the situations taking place. And all of a sudden it's irrefutably inevitable. Before the video ends, I'll state it again. When this box was installed on the house, I come outside and talk to the gentleman installing it. All I did was ask the guy, what are the standards on this box? He immediately stopped installing it, put his tools in his bag, got up and walked away. And within a day or two, there was a letter in the mailbox saying if they did not install this box, they would be terminating service for electric. And the guy wasn't a bad guy. He was pretty pissed. I says, well, what are you doing? He's like, well, this is for meter reading. And I was like, really, meter reading? He's like, yeah, it's going to, because people are supposed to come to the house, make sure everything's safe in person. And he says it's taking their jobs away. We're not happy about this because it's taking someone's job away. And they're supposed to come here and make sure it's safe. This does not occur anymore. And the guy returned after there was a phone call to the company. Yeah, there's no problem here. We just we lied, said we don't know what the hell, like don't listen to that. It's just crazy talk. And they come back and installed it. And I pulled this apart. That looks like a Raspberry Pi in there. That's for metering. Hell, with the meter, I could use a radio for Christ's sakes. So, the situation with synthetic biological intelligences that are getting ready to accelerate very quickly in the planet, which is a field itself, and the fields have different mediums, and these fields change throughout the planet 100 every 3 feet. Every meter there is a different aspect. There is a different perturbation. What's up, buddy? I have no clue who the hell that was. No clue. But every meter, the field changes. And you go 50 meters all the way to 50 kilometers. That field is different. It's sort of like the best thing to say is this zoning issue that the FCC must facilitate. And this is getting out of hand too. I need more agents in the FCC. And those are the men in black. Sorry to tell you, everyone, but that's the men in black. And they're coming by in plain clothes instead of their black suits. Who overrides the branches FCC? FCC, so we have OSI counterintelligence there, and you're going to tell me you have nothing to do with the branches and they use this shit? Because the branches, the Air Forces and shit, they're going to protect all their planes and shit, and they're supposed to be the only ones who have access into these smart meters. How are all these local law enforcements and shit getting access for drug enforcement purposes?